Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you for joining me today. Now today we're going to be making this little lovely box here. It's on the front page of Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine. That's issue 162 and it is on the shelves at the moment. You can order this magazine online as well, so that will be down below, the link will be there. And you also get this free stamp set and dies as well. So it's a lovely jar and vase and a flower here as well, so you can make loads of nice things with that. So on with today's tutorial, we'll be making this lovely little box here. I haven't got these flowers anymore, but I will be using some similar flowers to decorate those with. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you the dies I used. It was just this one here. This is the window box dies from Stampin' Up, and this is the candle set. It doesn't look like a candle set at the moment, but once you've die cut that out, it will. And today we're going to be using this one here, which is slightly different. It's one with the heart, so I'll set that aside. I don't actually have the original box to show you guys because that was actually sent off for photographing, so the magazine still has that. So moving on to our cardstock, I've used these two. Now these are the colours that were specified by the editor on what I should be using. So these are the shades I chose that was the best match. And I've chosen Foundations Card by Creative Expressions and Wisteria. This does actually score very well. And this one was just some cheap cardstock that I had in my collection. A while back I bought some cheap card off eBay, and I've used these people before, so I do like their card as well. So this is a slightly thinner card. So if you're looking for Stampin' Up similar sort of cardstock, I would probably go for Perfect Plum and Wisteria Wonder. That will give you a similar colour scheme, or even I think it's Elegant Eggplant as well, that might do. Okay, so starting off with our cardstock, this will be our base and this one will be our lid. Now this one here measures 5 and 15/16 square, so both sides, and this one measures 5 by 5. So let's get scoring. I can use my mini Martha Stewart scoreboard. It fits easily on my desk. And on the lid we're going to score at 1.5 on all sides. I like to use my Stampin' Up bone folder. I find I get a neater, straighter line, even though these are straight lines, but I find using the stylus it can go slightly wonky within those lines, so I like the good press from the bone folder. Okay, so on our base we are going to score at 2 all the way round. Okay, so that's our scoring done. We can then move on to our die cutting. So before we actually do any scoring or creasing and then folding and cutting, we're going to add our die. So I'm using the heart one. So just remember, on this one it is a directional heart, so you've got to make sure your heart is the right way around on each side, just like that when you go around. So you don't want any upside down hearts. So let's grab the big shot out. Right, I've got my magnetic scoreboard here. So just place that there. I've left 2 of these gaps here because we're going to have to assemble our box. So I'll be showing you why we have those larger gaps there. So I'm just going to run that through the big shot. And lug this up onto my desk. There we go, try not to knock the tripod. Run it back through. You don't have to do this, but if you find that it hasn't cut through properly, then just run it through twice. Yep, there we go, there goes the tripod. Right. And then all you've got to do is, most of it has already cut out. Well, there's just one little thing to come out there. Okay, so now you've got to do is all 4 corners, sorry, the middles, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so that's all done. I think I've got all my hearts the right way around. Okay, so now we can start making our box. So my score lines have got a little bit flattened from all that going through the big shot, but they're kind of still there, so we're still good. So it's up to you whether you want to actually fold and score, sorry, fold and burnish before we go through. Okay, so on with our scissors. I think we'll start with this way. We are going to have to trim these down very narrow, so when we stick the box together, they're within this section here. Okay, so I'm still going to taper in my corners before I trim. Okay, so I believe we have about this much of a gap, and if you're not sure, just test it. Yep, that fits. Okay, so then go around your box doing exactly the same. Okay, as you notice, I'm completely cutting the score line off. The score line is within that piece that I'm removing. That will give us a better finish to the box. Okay, now on to adhesives. Let's move all that out the way. You can use a very thin sort of tape. This is double side tape. This is from Sticks too. Or you can try and use your fast fuse, which is what I'm going to try and do, just to see if we can actually use it. I can't actually remember what I used on my original box, as I made it a few months ago. So I'm guessing we should be all right. If we have any overlaps, we can fold them in. So just try not to keep it on the outside of the box there. Try and stay onto one side of the score line. There we go. That should stay sticky like that, and we will just pop that onto the section where it needs to be sticky. Okay, so got all my fast fuse on. Let's stick this together. You can also use Tombow glue as well, but that may be quite fiddly. It's up to you what sort of a challenge you're up to. Okay, so that's our lid done. Let's get on with this one. This one should be pretty straightforward. Just one thing you need to remember, all of these squares are evenly sized, and I'll show you how to fix that in a moment. If they're all evenly sized, then when you close your box, you may get some buckling, so we need to trim those down slightly. So I'll quickly show you how to do that. I've got some fast fuse on my paper there, that's sticking to my box. I'm going to get some of my embossing buddy and just, that should stop it being sticky while we're working. Okay, so again, completely cutting out the score line. There we go, trying to think ahead. Okay, so this is the problem. So you have that, and it sort of overlaps into this score line here. So when you fold, you get that there. So we need to trim these off slightly. So any box that you're making with completely even sides, you'll have this problem. So square boxes, beware. It's an easy fix. Oops. Okay, sticking with fast fuse, quite close to the score line as you can without going over it. That will give you a better corners on your box. And get that stuck together. Okay, so there's our box. Let's get that assembled. And there we go. Add some treats to that. I do actually have some treats. I've got some silver balls here. Let's put those in. Really going everywhere. Out we come. These are just silver foiled balls I got from Amazon. Oh, I can eat that one. Okay, let's get that on. Okay, moving on to our ribbon. This was from the spring catalogue. I think it's still in the sale. It is discontinued now, but you can still buy it on the retirement list. It came with a matching red one as well from the Valentine's theme. Okay, I did tie a bow, so I've got to replicate that. It's actually quite satisfying when you use something all the way through, unless it's your complete favourite and you don't have any more. But this is just white ribbon to me. It's nice ribbon, but it's not one of my favourites, so I'm happy to be using this up and not letting any of this go to waste. And I'm completely... Have I ruined it? Oh, bit of a funny bow there. Let's try and rescue it. God, bows are such funny things. Have I rescued it? Yeah, I think I have. I think I'll get away with that. There we go. Whoops. Okay, so I may have to tidy that up, but never mind. Okay, so the flowers that I've used are from Kaisercraft. They're paper blooms, and I've used most of them up. So these are my leftovers, because I did about 5 or 6 projects, and I just covered everything with the flowers. So I'm going to use these two. These are my leftovers. I'm going to pop those on there. I'm going to use Tombow glue. Okay, these do come with stems, and I've just snipped those off. And I've actually rescued this from a different project. Project went a bit wrong, so I just took it all apart and stuck these roses back in my flower box. Okay, so I'm going to leave those there to set and dry. Move that aside. I'm really going to have to fix that bow, it's bugging me, but I'll make sure everything's perfect for the photographs. Okay, so now moving on to our stamping, I'm going to be using Perfect Plum and the same cardstock again, and I'm also using One Big Meaning, so I used a little thanks, which is this one here. So where is it? I accidentally ordered, this was like last year, I accidentally ordered the wood, so I'm going to be using these as just clear. So I've kind of tried to take some of the stickiness off there, but not enough so that it can still go on a clear block. So going with our Perfect Plum. There we go. You can use black. Black would look good as well. I think I used black in my original, but I'm just switching up the colour here. So I don't actually trim out my card until I've actually done my image, especially for little things like that. So I'm just using my mini trimmer here. I've had this probably about 15 years. It's getting very old now. Okay, so now we can get that stuck onto a little bit of purple. There we go. For me, this is the easiest way of lining everything up instead of trying to measure everything out and cut everything exactly. I just do it by eye. There we go. Probably cut a bit too much off there. I'll do that with the scissors. There we go. There we go. And now we can stick that onto our box. Use dimensionals. Whoops. There we go. Yep, I've done that off centre, so try and centre them up properly. So I'm just going to stick this just along there. And what I'll do is I'll redo the bow so that this ribbon here goes behind here. And that should still be okay with the flowers there. So yeah, I'll make sure this is absolutely perfect for when I do my photos. So, okay, so thank you for joining me today. All the dimensions will be on the link down below, and there'll be some more pictures on my blog. And don't forget to click on the link to go to more mags and order your copy of the magazine and the free stamps and dies. And I'll see you next time.